Welcome to the next episode of Chronic Briefs. This time we're talking about something everyone with chronic illness has to deal with: stress. Before we get into it though, as always, please, if you like Chronic Briefs, if you laugh, if you learn, if you freak out, give us a like, a share, subscribe, ring that bell, anything to help us get our message out. Now, usually here at Chronic Briefs for our, regular episodes, we tell you a little bit about one facet of living with chronic illness and disability and then, present it to you with several examples in our imitable, hilarious way. Anyway, that shows exactly what we're talking about. This time, though, we're going to do things a little differently. We were trying to think of what's the best way we can illustrate what stress is like and what it does to those who live with chronic illness. And the whole, give examples, make jokes, that whole, shtick didn't seem like it could really get the message across strongly enough. Even if I told you that stress is as awful as walking in on your parents sharing a special hug and cost as much as the years of therapy that come after, it just wouldn't have the impact we were looking for. Instead, we're going to present it in a different way, okay? Now, everyone experiences stress, right? Everyone experiences stress. I mean, you don't have to be chronically ill or disabled to lose your ever-loving when your sister keeps poking you in the back while you're trying to install a window air conditioning unit. I mean, stop poking me, right? We all get stressed out. The thing is, for those of us with chronic illness, stress is not only a trigger for flares, but it comes at us in a myriad of ways you may not expect. So, in order to illustrate it forcefully enough, we're going to go through a normal day in the life scenario of someone chronically ill and disabled. And you'll get to see in real time how the stress builds and affects our lives. To start, I think we're going to need some kind of stress measurometer. No. Stressometer? Closer, but not. I got it. We need a stressometer. A stressometer. Perfect. So let's put that up. And fill it up to, I don't know, it's 25%? Yeah, I think 25% is a normal amount of stress that a person would carry around with them at any time. I mean, unless you're a shiftless layabout that does nothing but play Nintendo and eat pot gummy bears all day long. But I don't know anyone like that. Anyway, okay, now we got our stressometer. Yeah, as you can see at the top, it says flare. Yeah, that doesn't mean pieces of flare or when the meter gets to the top, a fun firework shoots out. No, it means flares and flare-up of chronic illness due to stress. Yeah, just wanted to clear that up before you thought you were in for a fun fireworks show. Yay! Now, usually we'd start a day at the beginning of the day. But really, to properly show you what stress is like when you're chronically ill, it starts the night before. Going to bed is always a stressful crapshoot. Many people who are disabled and chronically ill have problems sleeping or suffer from insomnia or painsomnia, which is a thing I bet you didn't even know existed. Yeah, it's as bad as it sounds. It just means the pain is so bad it keeps you awake, which I guess you can guess is going to add to your stress. Plus, you have a doctor's appointment the next day, and that's always a fun time. Finally, you told someone you were going to meet them to have coffee in the afternoon. Oh, God, why did I tell someone I would meet them? Am I a lunatic? What is the matter with me? Make plans ahead of time with chronic illness? Have I not learned my lesson? Yeah, those are just some of the not stressful at all thoughts that go through your head as you're laying in bed, in the dark, waiting for your sleeping meds to kick in, which they may never do. 2 a.m. goes by. 3 a.m. goes by. Finally, 4 a.m., you pass out, probably just from sheer boredom, and finally get some sleep, and the stressometer is already elevated. Next morning, you wake up, and for about 3 glorious seconds, your brain forgets about everything stressful. Yeah, those 3 seconds are bliss, like a fine wine you get to sip once a year. And then reality floods in, and now you're back drinking a warm, natural light with a cigarette butt in it. Yeah, you roll over and you realize, oh crap, the sleeping meds made me sleep right through the alarm, and now I have 45 minutes to get to the doctor's office. Stressometer meets stress. Now, you might say, he's the doctor. If anybody will understand your situation, he will. Yeah, let me tell you something about doctors. They have a very particular way of punishing you when you're late to an appointment. They make you sit in the lobby forever. And I mean hours sometimes. And you can't really say anything because you were late. Yeah. It's a kitschy form of psychological torture. And as each minute ticks by, your stressometer keeps growing, because remember, you idiotically agreed to meet someone this afternoon. Finally, you get through the doctor's appointment, and then the secretary tells you, there's a copay you haven't met because your deductible isn't up yet. Now, you're pretty sure that you have met your deductible, but without a certified public accountant to help you navigate the purposefully Byzantine medical insurance bureaucracy, you just pay what you can. And you hope they don't ruin your credit even farther than they already have. And the stressometer continues to rise unabated. As you make your way home from the doctor's office, you start to feel like crap, right? But crappier than your usual feel like crap. It's a different kind of crap. And you suddenly realize in the rush to get out the door in the morning to avoid the capital crime and mental scolding of being late to a doctor's appointment, you ran out without taking your morning meds. And oh God, I don't even have my emergency pills with me. I don't even know if I'm going to make it home. And the stressometer laughs maniacally as it launches to the sky. Now, I have to make a choice. I feel like hot garbage in the summer, but I made plans with someone this afternoon. Normally, I'd cancel and reschedule. Who wouldn't? But this would be the third time I've had to cancel on this person. Now, here's the thing. No one ever says the actual words, we're not friends anymore. But no matter how understanding and kind someone is, if you keep canceling, eventually they just stop asking. Yeah, happens to everyone. So our choice is to stick it out, feel like crap, and go anyway. Make an appearance, maybe puke all over yourself and spend 10 minutes crying in the bathroom, or cancel for the third time in a month. Either way, whatever you decide, there's one person who's happy, Mr. Stressometer. Yeah, he loves this kind of stuff. It's a real turn on for him. Yeah, when Mr. Stressometer goes to Pornhub, he searches stressful situations just to get happy. So, you go and you say, I'll just go for an hour. But it's never really just an hour, is it? No, it's usually 2 or 3 hours. And by the time you get home, you've used up almost all of your time and energy for the day. But here's the thing. You still have work to do. Yeah. You see, your disability check doesn't even begin to cover living expenses, so you have to work on the internet to make a few extra bucks. But not too many bucks. Not too many bucks. Because if you make too many bucks, then you risk losing your disability payments and or your insurance. So you can't just go home and lie down. You have to at least write one article before bed. And you have no idea what to write about. And Mr. Stressometer is going bonkers. Yeah, he's got a huge stress boner and it's pointed right at you. That's bad. So you sit at the computer, hands hurting, knees hurting, racking your brains trying to think of something to write about because all you want to do is take your meds and crawl into bed with Law and Order reruns playing in the background on TNT to comfort you. But there's one more surprise in store for you. Oh boy. Right before you crawl into bed, like most people, you check your text messages. And lo and behold, what's there? A text message from CVS, who, by the way, calls you so often that in some countries, I'm convinced it's considered stalking. It turns out there's a problem filling your pain meds. But you know what? That's going to have to be tomorrow's problem because it's late. And I have at least 3 hours of laying in bed staring at the ceiling ahead of me before I can drift off into that sweet, drug-induced, dreamless slumber that equates to what most chronic ill and disabled people call sleep. And as I lay there, as a final bah from Mr. Stressometer, he finally pops over the limit. And I'm the lucky winner of the stress-related flare, set to begin as soon as I wake up. Lucky me. So, that's a day in the life. And honestly, that's not even a bad day. That's like a 5 out of 10 B horror movie, gotta go to a doll convention with your girlfriend kind of day. And I've already hit my stress limit, which only makes things worse the next day. That's stress and living with chronic illness and disability. And some days we do it with grace and poise. And some days we do it like an insane chicken without a head on fire. Anyway, that's it for this episode of Chronic Briefs. If you learned, if you laughed, if you got stress relief, please give us a like, a share, a subscribe, and help us get our message out. As always, be kind, rewind, keep on keeping on, and we'll talk soon. Dan's Flaming Headless Chicken, coming soon to a strip mall near you. It's a hot mess.